Hey guys, it's Megan again. In this video, I would like to share my story of how I actually got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And two reasons why I want to do this. Not because I don't want this channel to be all about rheumatoid arthritis. Alright, just really redundant, but I would like to let people know who are out there, and if they have gotten diagnosed with this disease, that there is someone out there. You're not alone. And that's the biggest reason why I want to put my story out there, is because when I was first diagnosed, I looked everywhere on the internet, just social media everywhere, for people who might understand where I'm coming from and what's happening and everything, but I couldn't really find anyone or anything that could help me. So I want to be the one to possibly help others, maybe inspire others, to share my story. I would love to hear everybody's story, honestly, as much as I can, because they're all so different. And I've joined a few groups on Facebook, through social media, and I've connected with some people recently that I wish I would have connected with earlier on, but I love hearing their stories, and they're all so different, and sometimes it makes me feel grateful that mine wasn't as difficult or as prolonged, because sometimes it takes years to get diagnosed. Sometimes it takes months to even find a rheumatologist, with health insurance and everything. So, in this video, I am going to share my story of how I got diagnosed. Okay, so my story begins the fall and summer of my senior year, which was in 2015. Okay, so I had ankle tendonitis before, which I did go to physical therapy for, and that did help it. I just had to wear ankle braces when I ran, which wasn't a big deal to me. So during cross country, I could run decently fast. I was a pretty good runner, I would say, decent. Okay, so during the season, I also decided to run a half marathon in September. The reason I decided this was because my dad was running it, and I was already in shape for long distance running because it was cross country, so why not? I've always wanted to do one. So I did that, and that went pretty good. My time was, I think, 2 hours and 16 minutes. So, it was pretty good time for my first half marathon, I would say. So, after that, though, my right knee started swelling up. It was pretty big and full of fluid. It hurt so bad. My coach was really worried. We thought, obviously, it was an injury because I was running and doing a lot for my body to handle, probably. So, I went to my family doctor, which referred me to the orthopedic doctor. While I was there, the orthopedic doctor drained the fluid out of my knee, and the fluid came back within 2 hours. So, they couldn't really explain why, except I would obviously have to come back. My MRI and x-ray and everything were they showed nothing mechanically wrong with my legs at all. So they decided to send me over to the rheumatologist. Well, while I was there, he put me on anti-inflammatories, and he drained my knee. But he did not believe I had rheumatoid arthritis or anything autoimmune related at all, because my one knee hurt. And I didn't believe it either. I was still really set on it being some type of injury that maybe the MRI didn't catch, or something was wrong, but I didn't think it was as like internal or anything as RA. So a couple months went by with the anti-inflammatories and they didn't help at all really. So I went back to the orthopedic doctor and my knee was still swollen. I did not get to see the doctor, but I did get to see his PA, who told me that I have Crohn's disease. And I was with my mom. She's a nurse. She's been a nurse for a long time. She knows the doctors and everything. She just kind of laughed like, this is not Crohn's disease. Her one knee is hurting. Nothing. She has none of the symptoms. I was not having any stomach problems whatsoever. It was just my one knee. It was, that's like, I don't know, it was just crazy to me. And I do know, like, with Crohn's disease, you can have joint pain really bad. But, none of my joints hurt at that time except for my knee. And my other knee did start to hurt because I believed I was compensating for my other knee because it was all swollen. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to walk on it. So I was kind of putting weight on my other knee. Well, we kind of fought her to have like a knee scope done for me because something was wrong in that one knee that obviously the MRI didn't catch. So I had my knee scope in the middle of December. The doctor found nothing except for synovitis, which is inflammation of the synovial membrane. So he scraped that all out. The one other thing he found was some white stuff floating around in my knee. And the only other time he saw something like that was when a kid came in because he had an open wound on his knee and a cow licked it. So he had to have surgery on it because it was causing problems, which I thought that was weird. So the doctor had had me tested and everything, tissue, like biopsy, just everything, just found nothing except for my ANA was elevated. In case you didn't know, your ANA can detect an autoimmune disease or problem. So that was kind of a big deal, like pointing us into a certain direction. I still didn't really believe that I had an autoimmune problem though, except one day I got out of bed and I couldn't move. Like, everything hurt. I thought I had the flu. Because every time I get the flu, I have really, really bad body aches. That's like the number one thing for me. Some people, when they get the flu, they can still like do things. Their stomach hurts or throat hurts or whatever. But me, I get really, really, really bad body aches, and that's exactly how it felt. So it was pretty bad. My knees hurt, my ankles hurt. What else hurt? My wrists, my elbows hurt so bad. My fingers, my jaw hurt. Like, what? It was, I don't know. They said it was like a tooth problem, or it could be a tooth problem. It was not a tooth problem because it was literally in the joint where my jaw is, and it kept popping. So, I don't know. I'm a little salty about that, but like, my spine hurt. There would be certain points on my backbone where like you push on it and it would hurt so bad. I would start crying. My neck hurt a lot too, so we went back to the family doctor. He diagnosed me with like a bunch of stuff, like tricep tendonitis, like just a bunch of tendinitises, and like he basically blamed it on me working out. He thought it was more muscle soreness and like strains, but I was barely working out. Honestly, I could barely do anything, so like it was not muscle soreness because I know how much I have to work out in order to even achieve muscle soreness. I was barely doing anything. I could barely even, I didn't even feel like I was working out. I felt like I was just moving around, like, with no reason. Like, it was pretty bad, and the massage obviously did not work. So, 3 months later, I saw the rheumatologist again. Like, the weird thing about the pain, though, was that, for the few weeks that I had it, or I had it for longer than that, but it was significantly worse that few weeks before I saw the rheumatologist. It would, so I would wake up, I'd be in a lot of pain. My legs were so stiff, like I could barely move and everything. 2 hours after I woke up, it would subside more, but then around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. it would get significantly worse, like before I went to bed. So obviously it wasn't the flu, because it wasn't getting better at all, and I didn't really, they even tested me for the flu, I think, during that time. It came back negative. Tested me for strep because my throat hurt because I had really swollen lymph nodes. That came back negative too. It was just really hard during that time to go to school and work. It was terrible. Like, the only way I can kind of describe it is if you've ever had tendinitis or a really bad muscle strain. Like, imagine that, but all over your body, like everywhere, and just all the time, like nothing would help it. That's the only way I can honestly describe it. It's so hard to even describe or even think of right now because I'm not at that point anymore. So when I went back to the rheumatologist again, he drained my knee for a third time and tested my blood for literally everything, and Lyme's disease, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, celiac, just cancer, just everything, and everything came back negative. I didn't even have an RA factor in my blood, which made him believe that there was nothing RA related, but he did believe it was something going on. So he gave me stronger medications. There was no change to my condition, so when I went back, me and my mom just kind of demanded an answer. We were like, there's something wrong here, nothing's working. Well, at that point, he was kind of ready to diagnose me. I think before I even asked about an answer or anything, and I had all the symptoms of juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, which he did diagnose me the end of February, I think, of 2016. So, I had all the symptoms except there was no RA factor in my blood. But other than that, I even had a low-grade fever, which a lot of people with RA don't even have. So it was kind of obvious, but he finally got me on the right medication, on the right track to get better, which made me really happy. It wasn't a good thing to be diagnosed with that, obviously, but I was so happy I got an answer. It wasn't even funny. That's all I wanted. And because, once you have an answer to something, then you can work towards getting better. But when you don't know what's wrong, it's really hard to get better, and then you start to get really depressed about yourself and everything. But, getting diagnosed, that was a good day for me, I think. And so that is how that happened. That's how I found out I have rheumatoid arthritis. And I just want to tell other people that there is hope. Things will get better. You just have to find the right rheumatologist I mean, all the rheumatologists are pretty good, as long as you get one that gives you the right combination of medicine and everything and supports you. One thing I can't stress enough is eating healthy. If you have this condition or just anything in general, just eating healthy improves your body so much. Like, you have no idea. It can literally heal you. Like, I don't give all the credit to my combination of medicines. Like, I give more credit to the vitamins and everything I eat, the micronutrients, the good foods that I eat. I also want to stress exercise as being very important also. Like, you know, if the stronger your muscles get, the less stress you'll have on your joints. And I think that's motivation in itself to start exercising if you have any joint pain, or start strengthening them. Do some physical therapy exercises. You don't have to do a monster workout, just do what you can. Figure out what you can do to get your heart rate going, to get your muscles kind of burning in a way. Like, find out what's good for you and then do that. So, well, I want to say thank you for watching this video. I will be making more, mostly like not really, I don't want all my videos to be RA related. I want them to be more fitness related, but I also want to inspire people with joint problems or chronic illness or an injury, because a lot of those people give up on fitness and I don't want them to. There's a lot that people can do that they don't think they can. So I just want to say thank you for your support in watching this video, and please like and subscribe. Thanks.